Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do your June the 3rd just for today in a meditation. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. I truly hope you're having a wonderful morning. All right. The title of this meditation is Direct and Indirect Amends. It says, we make our amends to the best of our ability. That comes from the basic text, page 40. The ninth step tells us to make direct amends wherever possible. Our experience tells us to follow up those direct amends with long lasting changes in our attitudes and our behavior. That is, with indirect amends. For example, say we've broken someone's window because we were angry. Looking soulfully into the eyes of the person whose window we've broken and apologizing would not be sufficient. We directly amend the wrong we've done by admitting it and replacing the window. We mend what we have damaged. Then we follow up our direct amends with indirect amends. If we've acted out on our anger, breaking someone's window, we examine the patterns of our behavior and attitudes. After we repair the broken window, we seek to repair our broken attitudes as well. We try to mend our ways. We modify our behavior and make a daily effort not to act out on our anger. We make direct amends by repairing the damage we do. We make indirect amends by repairing the attitudes that cause us to do damage in the first place, helping ensure we won't cause further damage in the future. Just for today, I will make direct amends wherever possible. I will also make indirect amends, mending my ways, changing my attitudes, and altering my behavior. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Direct and indirect men. Now we know that this is the B part of step 8, right? We're talking about step 9. So in step 8, we've made the list of people that we've harmed. As a result of our character defects, we have areas that we have fallen short, called shortcomings. And within those shortcomings have come some behaviors that have caused us to harm people. And those people are the ones that we put on the list. Now, they're on the list, whether or not we can directly make amends with them. They're on the list, right? So we list all of those people. But when we get to step 9 now, we're talking about actually doing the work. So I call it the B part of step 8, right? So here in this B part, in this 9th step, we're making direct amends wherever possible. Now it's contingent on the word wherever possible, except when to do so would cause harm to self and others. All right. And so I want to make sure that when I'm making my direct amends, I'm not further causing further harm to the individual and possibly even to myself. If I believe that the person I've harmed would be triggered just by my presence or triggered just by seeing me, and they may end up doing something to retaliate, which is going to cause them harm and it's going to hurt me, right? I'm not trying to make a direct amends to an individual that has told me that I will kill you if I see you again. I'm not taking that chance. I can make indirect amends by changing the behavior that propagated the situation to begin with, which is probably, lying, cheating, manipulating, whatever it is that I would have done to get by and get the next one, regardless to who I hurt. That's someone that I'm going to make indirect amends to by changing my behavior. But here's the thing, guys, is that when I'm making direct amends, when I am making this direct amends, this is more about me admitting that I erred and taking care of whatever it was that I damaged or broke or stole. Sometimes that's tangible stuff, like stealing someone's television to go sell it for $10 to get some more dope, or busting a window in anger, as it's mentioned here. Then I replace those things. I handle those things. That's direct amends. But I can't stop there. The indirect amends should happen regardless to who it is. Like the indirect amends, it seems like it's the B part of step 9, right? Of step 9. But it's the foundational part. It's the part that should happen regardless to who we're dealing with. Now, the direct amends is contingent on safety. It is contingent on not causing further harm. And that is why it's suggested that when you're thinking about what the direct amends needs to be, it's suggested that you sit down with your sponsor and discuss what that can entail. At least that you get the voice of another human being to give you feedback that you trust, at the very least. Today, we're talking about mending our ways, the things that led us to having to put the person on the list to begin with. If I am making a direct amends for breaking someone's window in the middle of an argument, I clearly have some anger issues, right? The indirect amends comes when I start to change the things that triggered me to the point of anger. When I begin to de-escalate faster than I used to. And it's a work in progress for me when we're talking about anger. Because sometimes I can go from 0 to 100 in 2 snaps, right? However, for me to be able to say, okay, you did a lot of damage though. That, it wasn't ever breaking a window, but I know for a fact anger has always been an issue of mine. So, with this example, you've done a lot of damage with your anger. This time, instead of doing damage in order to mend my ways, striking out, let me use some breathing exercises. Or let me get used to saying, I need to really step back from this conversation for a bit. Um, I want to make sure that I handle it right. Let me come back to you and pick it back up in a couple hours or tomorrow or whatever you want to say. Because I realize that the anger seems like it's always there. And I'm feeling like I need to respond, fight or flight in that moment. In actuality, I don't. I need to draw my spirit in and go into prayer and meditation or breathing exercises or writing about the situation so that when I approach it again, I'm confident that my ways have been mended. I am not going to act out in anger. It's a very serious step, but it's one that I know that you can do. My name is Mighty Stream, and I've enjoyed talking to you this morning. I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to, and I will talk to you soon.